Jennifer teaches her sons how to play basketball on Saturdays, and Jennifer posts her with her dogs. Jennifer also posts when she plays chess, when she's baking cupcakes, and she's showing these things, but she also posts the real estate listing. She also posts the fancy condo that she's listing. Who am I going to have an emotional attachment to? I know her dog's name. I know the cupcakes that she makes and the frosting she uses. So when it comes to that decision, and Alex Morton's like, hey, I'm thinking about buying a condo in Miami, who am I going to think about first? Jennifer. There's 10, 20, 30,000 other reps in the local area of Miami, and I think about her because of cupcakes and puppies. You guys have cupcakes, puppies, kids, basketball, chess, poker, sports, golf, pickleball, whatever the thing is that you like. Posting about those things creates an emotional attachment that leads to top-of-mind awareness. So in those moments when you're not in the room, people think about you. If you do that in any category that you're in, by default, you will win forever. What I mean by that is, you can't market to everyone all the time. You need people to think about you in the moment that they want that thing, or someone asks you or asks them about that thing that you do. Same concept applies to restaurants, nightclubs, bars, clothing stores, and everything in between. In the moment when somebody says, hey honey, where should we go eat? Your restaurant needs to be one of the top restaurants that they think about. Your dry cleaner, your movie theater, your laundromat, your hat company, your shoe company, anything that you do, product, service, or agency, you need that, the top-of-mind awareness. And to create top-of-mind awareness at the highest scale, you need to have an emotional attachment. Because otherwise, you're just another real estate agent. You're another insurance broker. You're another clothing line. You're another Me Too product, because nothing stands out about you and nothing creates an emotional attachment. So let's go through some examples. I started an energy drink many, many years ago. And I was up against 900 other energy drinks. 900, okay? So when you go into a retail store, they can only carry between 6 and 30 brands in the store, depending on grocery store, convenience store, etc. I got my products into 55,000 stores in America. I was 23 years old, I took my company public, and I was driving around the country, knocking on doors, talking to chain stores to build my brand. The reason that people bought it was two things. I actually showed up, so that created an emotional attachment for the distributors, the brokers, the retailers, that I actually came in person, just like I'm here at this event. I normally charge $25,000 to $100,000 to speak. I came here for free because I love Alex. That's a personal brand. He has a personal brand. When you go into a retailer, or when you go into a meeting, when you go into close, if you have an emotional attachment to them, you will stand out because your price point is usually not going to be the thing that makes someone make an emotional decision. Who here does sales? Woo! People buy with emotion and rationalize later, right? By creating the emotion first, the rationalization later comes from the price points, the features, the services, etc. When I say personal brand, that applies to businesses also. So whether you want a personal brand for yourself or you want it for your business, insurance, clothing, food, whatever it is that you do, you might be a personal trainer, a chef, whatever it is that you do, a personal brand will help. Now, as I talk through this speech, you might be like, I don't care. I don't need a personal brand. I'm not going to TikTok dance. I'm not going to do LinkedIn. I'm not going to do any of that stuff, Dan. A personal brand is not just for you. What I mean by that is, at some point, your 5-year-old is going to need to sell cookies for the local bake sale. Your 78-year-old grandma might want to raise money for cancer awareness, or breast cancer. Your 46-year-old friend that's putting out their first book or first podcast might need your help to post about that thing. And even if you only have a few thousand followers, you don't need hundreds of thousands. Even if you only have a few thousand followers, you can now help with the bake sale, breast cancer, and your friend's new podcast or book. It is better to have a personal brand and have social media when you don't need it than to need it and not have it. It's the same concept as insurance. Social media and personal brand does not go away. My social media agency, we have one tagline. You can't undo famous. We spent $60 million in the last year paying influencers for brands, products, and mobile apps. That's my day job, is I pay influencers. I paid 3,500 influencers this year. So when I speak with emotion about influencers and I speak with emotion about personal brands, it's because I've watched it change lives over and over. There are 13-year-old kids that I've paid $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 to. There's an 84-year-old lady that I spent over $600,000 with last year. That 84-year-old lady, 2 years ago, when I say no money, I mean like, I would have donated to her. Like, seriously, it would have been that's how bad her situation was. When she was 82, she didn't have any money, she didn't have a house, nothing. Now she's 84, I personally, as other people too, pay her as well. Just me spent $600,000 with her. That's a personal brand. So I can speak with emotion because I've watched children, senior citizens, and everybody in between make money from social media and building a personal brand. Some of them do it for their product. They might not sell influencer posts. They build up a product, a service, an agency. They get clients for their personal training. They get clients for being a chef. They get clients for doing all sorts of different businesses, simply by building their personal brand. Now, that I've told you why it's important, hopefully you believe me for what I've said, I'm going to walk you through real life scenarios of how you can build it and how you can do it without being so nervous, because so often people have these blockers of why they can't post on social media, or why they think they have to dance around on I'm not going to do the dance again. Why they think they have to dance around on TikTok. I don't dance on TikTok, clearly, as you guys can see. I post business videos. This video right now, this speech right now, will be a TikTok video. Sometimes it gets 3,000 views, sometimes it gets 2 million views. Cost me zero, no matter what. Because the speech is still going to happen. The event is still going to happen. That same thing applies to you. If you're a real estate agent, you're going to go show that condo, and your name is Jennifer, and you're going to show the condo, that part of your life is still happening no matter what. Pull your phone out. You do not need a fancy camera for social media. And by the way, if you have an iPhone or Android, you have a fancy camera. So by default, you can't tell me that you're not able to film it because you are never more than 5 feet away from your cell phone. Besides when you shower, your cell phone is always next to you. By default, you always have the nicest piece of equipment ever created in history, which is the iPhone. And some of you have an Android. I'm sorry. The next thing, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Snapchat, TikTok, YouTube. Sounds overwhelming, right? Free, 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 and free. You have no excuse not to post on social media. All of them are free. Zero. If you're gonna go show the real estate, you're gonna go show that condo, and your name's Jennifer, and you go make a video, and you post it on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, etc. If it gets 1,000 views, cool. Gets 10,000 views, great. Gets 100,000 views or 1 million views, fantastic. But no matter what, it costs you nothing, and you didn't have to do anything different in your normal life because you were already gonna go show that piece of real estate. The same thing applies if you're already gonna go play basketball, you're already gonna go bake cupcakes with your friends, you're already gonna go do a charity event, you're already gonna go walk your dogs with your friends, you're already gonna go to the gym with your friends, you're already gonna go do the thing, and you already have the phone, and the social media is free. You see what's happening? I'm removing every one of the mental blockers that people have as their excuse of why they can't post. I also mentioned a 13-year-old child versus an 84-year-old senior citizen. Every single age group can post as well. I have to say with emotion because I watched, besides the tens of millions of dollars that we spend, how many people have built brands, have gotten clients, have gotten married, have done deals, have gotten consulting gigs, speaking gigs, partnerships, joint ventures, raised money with investors, all from building a personal brand. So, we walked through why you need a personal brand. We walked through some of your objections of why you don't want to have a personal brand or why you think it's too hard. How do you post? What do you post? If you post your real life, especially when it comes to your business, profession, or hobby, the thing that is boring to you looks like magic to us. It's boring to you because you've been a real estate agent for 20 years. You've been a chef for 14 years. You've been an accountant, a doctor, a lawyer. You've been in the MLM space. You've been a sales agent. You sell cars. To you, it seems boring because you've done the same thing for 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, etc. To us, it looks like magic because we don't know how to make cupcakes like you. We don't know how to sell insurance or the laws or details that go into that. We don't know what it takes to sell a car from start to finish. It sounds boring to you, like, I fill out a bunch of paperwork, I do a credit app, I have to check on their FICO score, I have to see their debt to income ratio, I need to know that they make 3 times how much they earn versus how much the car payment is. You know why I know that stuff? Because I saw a TikTok video about it. That is interesting stuff to me because it looks like magic because I didn't know all those little things I just rattled off. If you are doing something that you care about, whether it's your work or your hobby, making content from the most basic about how to do it, what the rules are. These are all different videos, by the way. How do you start? What equipment do you need? What are the rules? How do you play the game? Or how do you do the job? How do you make the clothes? How do you make the cupcake? How do you sell the house? Every little detail is a video. All of it. And if you actually just took a whiteboard, this is literally what I do, and start to write out all the different details from the most basic stuff that you think is boring, looks like magic to us. You start to list out those things, you're gonna see, wow, I can make 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 200 short form videos about this topic. So the next thing people say is, I don't have time to post every day. Aha, I got something for you. On Sunday at 8 a.m., when it's pitch quiet in your house, you can make videos for 1 or 2 hours, and you can knock out 10, 20, 30 videos that are all less than 60 seconds. You do not need to do long-form content very often. I rarely do long-form content. Should you do it sometimes? You can. That's only really for YouTube. Short-form content, less than 60 seconds, anyone can do in less than 60 seconds. You do not need to script it. You know why you don't need to script it? Because you're an expert at it. You're really good at playing basketball. You're really good at playing pickleball. You're really good at being a real estate agent, a doctor, a lawyer, an accountant, MLM, sales, whatever it is that you do, you're good at it. If I just start saying key words to you about it, you can talk about it for 60 seconds, right? You can talk about it for an hour probably. So you have nothing holding you back from making the video. You know what you're going to talk about. You have the cell phone in your pocket. Everything's free. Why not? In the gambling world, it's called a free roll. A free roll means if it works out, fantastic. If it doesn't, it costs me 0. Social media and personal brand is exactly that. If you build your personal brand and you get investors, or you make a huge video, or you get sales, or you get clients, yes, that's awesome. Might get 1, 2, 10, 20, 30, 50, fantastic. All of it was a free roll because it didn't cost you anything. It didn't cost you any more time, money, energy, because you were already doing that thing. You're already going to the house. You're already going to play basketball. You're already going to go hang out with your friends. You're already doing the thing that I'm asking you to pull your phone out. Now, the next objection sometimes is, oh, I don't want to be that's weird, or it's awkward, or I don't want to pull my phone out, or I don't want to make my friends or competitors or take pictures of me or videos of me. You guys remember in high school, like all the boys were on one side and the girls are on one side? That's at like 8 o'clock, and then by 9 o'clock, you start to like see some people talking, and by 10 o'clock, the dance floor's packed. All people need is the encouragement to want to dance. Your friends, the people here at this event, want to do photos with you and want to do videos with you too. They want their social media as well. They might be the one that feels awkward. They might be the one that doesn't want to pull out their phone, but I guarantee you that when you pull out your phone, they'll happily repost it. They'll happily take the photos with you. They'll happily do the videos with you. That also applies to family and friends. And sometimes you're like, oh, my dad is so grumpy, he hates pictures or videos. He secretly loves it. Secretly, he loves it. Same thing like when you get a puppy and your dad's like, I can't believe you got a puppy. He secretly loves the puppy. When you make that content and you pull out your phone, people want to repost it. The best way to grow your social media, which is the biggest question I get, is these 3 things. 1, collaborations. Making content with people in similar industries or the same industry, or that has a similar style, similar sport, similar job, etc., will gain you the most following because the people following them have already proven that they like similar to what you do. Does that make sense? So if someone is making pickleball or tennis type videos, and you make a video that's similar with them, you are likely to gain following because the followers they have, for the most part, are going to be about pickleball, tennis, real estate, whatever that thing is. Second, consistency. Putting out videos and photos just once a day. There's a lot of different experts and people that say you should post at this time and this situation this many times a day. They're all wrong. It's very much common sense. Here's the best time to post on social media. Ready? When people are awake. I got 6. That was it. Post when people are awake. People try to hack the system, like, oh, I posted at 4 a.m. and I got all this engagement. That's a lie, because people are sleeping. Let me be really clear. At 4 a.m., I'm sleeping. I did not like your post. I didn't see your post. I'm not going to see your video. And I'm much less likely to see it because you're not going to get that good of engagement, so the algorithm won't show it to me later when I do wake up at 6, 7, 8 a.m. I'm not going to see your post. Don't try to hack the system. Post when people are awake. Keep in mind if you're on the East Coast, West Coast, or if you're international. So if you came here from Germany, Spain, etc., if you came from one of these countries, keep in mind what is the time zone in Germany versus your following. If half your following is in America, just keep that in mind that you should post in the morning so that your time zone, if it's 8 to 12 hours difference over here in America, then keep that in mind that you want us to be awake as well. So you want your German followers to see you, let's say at 8 a.m., 9 a.m., and if it's 8 to 12 hours difference in the evening, either way, whether it goes forward or backwards, whatever that time zone is, you want people here to be around 7 to 9 p.m. at the latest. If you start to get to 10 p.m. in America, it's going to start to get a little bit too late. So just keep that in mind. If you're in Germany, Spain, etc., keep in mind that if you have a chunk of your followers, a piece of your followers are in America, then you should be posting really early morning or later in the evening so that the 8 to 12 hour gap is in the United States is going to see it. Does that make sense? So posting when people are awake is very important. Next, after you've done collaborations, after you've done consistency, you have to do things to make content for people, not for yourself. So often, people make content for themselves to stroke their ego rather than creating value or making something interesting for their followers. You do not have to show us how cool you are. We're already drinking the Kool-Aid because we pushed the follow button months ago, years ago. We already like you. We already like you. I already clicked follow. I'm here. I want to see what you're posting. I'm interested in what you do. Whether you're a personal trainer, you're the real estate agent, you're the chef, whatever it is that you do, I already clicked follow. Don't have to show off to me. If you want me to stay longer, or more importantly, share your content, teach me something, make me laugh, say something interesting, or say something that's relevant to the times. So if a situation happens in the media, or a situation happens in your industry, making content about that situation, or that news article, or that TV show, or the Grammys, or ESPYs, or Super Bowl, etc., in that time frame, is something that's shareable by me. When I say by me, I mean us, the people that are following you. We will share your content if it's interesting, if it's funny, if you teach us something, or you show us something relevant to the time. I'm never, ever, ever gonna share your selfie. I don't care how hot you are, how cool you are, I'm literally never gonna share your selfie, and nobody else is either. We're not. It's no offense to you. You can look cool, you can have a unicorn on your head, we're still not gonna share it. If you make content for us, that teaches us, makes us laugh, is interesting, we are likely to share your content. I'm not saying you can never post a selfie. The problem is some people's content is almost all selfies, and then there's nothing for us to say. How many times can I put a fire emoji under your selfie? You have to make it interesting for us to watch. So, how do you do that? When you see a situation arise in the media or in your industry, in that time frame, in the next 24 to 48 hours at the latest, preferably within 24 hours, you make a quick video talking about it. It could be really viral, relevant things like Andrew Tate just got arrested. Jake Paul is going to fight this guy in London. This person's going to do this. This girl, this happened to her. There are some things that are culturally relevant, and then there's industry things. Oh my God, did you see the Chargers just lost the hugest comeback in history? They could have done this, this, and this, and they would have solved it. What I don't post about, and what I don't want you to post about, is 3 topics. And this is going to make some people upset. I tell all the influencers, I tell all my friends, if you want to keep your peace and sanity, do not post about race, religion, or politics. Here's why. The race one is obvious. Don't post about race. The religion one. You are never, not 1%, 0%, ever going to change someone's mind about religion. Here's what I mean by that. Let's say you took a Jewish person and a Muslim person, and they put them up on stage, they gave them 2 chairs, 2 microphones, and they just discussed Judaism versus their religion. And I can interchange any religions. Never, not 1% of the time, ever, are they going to get off the stage and be like, you know what? I'm switching over. I'm Jewish now too. 0. So by default, you are not going to have good discussions in that vein. Now, can you post about your religion in a positive way or talk about religion in general? Of course you can. That's not going to cause arguments. What I'm talking about is when people try to post polarizing content to create arguments or to say, my religion is better than your religion, you're never gonna have a good situation. It can only hurt you. That's called a negative free roll, meaning only bad things can happen. Same thing applies in politics. Some people like to have these debates in politics. Ready? I put a Trump supporter here. I put a Biden supporter here. Is there ever gonna be a situation where this person goes, like, you know what? I do like Biden. Never. It's never gonna happen. Ever. Doesn't matter what happens in the media, doesn't matter what they prove, doesn't matter what changes people's minds to switch from either topic or either situation or either political party, it's not going to happen. It's not. And if you think you're gonna be the one, I'm gonna change someone. Why? Why do you want to change the one person out of 1,000 people to switch parties? What do you care? You're not going to switch the religion. You're not going to switch the political party. What you can do is alienate half of your followers or more. Meaning, negative free roll. Only bad things can happen. Here's why. You say, I love Trump. Everyone that loves Trump inside of your followers says, heck yeah, right? They agree with you.